We begin with breaking news. The Baltimore County police officer shot last week while executing a felony arrest warrant in Northeast Baltimore is right now being released from the hospital.
This is a live look now from shock trauma in downtown Baltimore, where Officer First Class Swinney is expected to be released. He's actually being released now, it appears to us from this video, and it could happen any moment. We are watching this video and monitoring what the happenings down there at shock trauma.
Swinney was shot in the stomach and the leg. You may remember Baltimore City Police Officer Robert Adams. He was also shot during this incident last week. Now he is recovering at home. We did get an update recently that he was back in shock trauma, but that he is recovering well. He also thanked his family and the community for all of their support as he recovers from that shooting.
Absolutely. We're watching. It appears that Officer First Class Swinney may have just been put in that car. You can see on either side of that vehicle there is a long line of officers. Typically, when an officer is released from the hospital after an incident like this, there is a pretty extensive police escort. They will escort him out of the hospital. There'll probably be a very small motorcade that will help move him on through the traffic.
Often what we see are several different law enforcement agencies and officials, as well as members of the hospital staff, doctors or nurses, lining up to wish him well as he leaves the hospital. Often also members of the community, if they know, will also stop on the streets to wave and have a moment to thank him.
And to your point, Lynn, there are a lot of people who will come out there. As you see that vehicle that we expect or suspect that Officer First Class Swinney is inside now, leaving the hospital, leaving shock trauma after about a week there, being treated for a gunshot wound to the stomach and leg. And I was going to say, to your point, this was a joint task force, U.S. Marshals, Baltimore County and Baltimore City, so you can expect that there will probably be a large group of officers from any of those different departments, or many of those departments, also there in attendance.
So once again, Officer Swinney was one of two officers shot last week while serving that felony arrest warrant in Northeast Baltimore. He's been in the hospital in shock trauma all this time. The suspect, Michael Marullo, that day, he was killed. We did hear from his mother the next day. She had many questions about the investigation into what happened.
Absolutely interesting that SUV there is a Baltimore peer support vehicle. So all of his peers obviously there supporting him, I mean, in the most literal sense. So Officer First Class Swinney now leaving the hospital. You're seeing there with the flashing lights moving through downtown Baltimore. And we will, of course, have much more on this coming up later today on WJZ at 4, 5, 6, and 7 and on WJZ.com. Now, we do have more breaking news. Just a short